This little wire that sticks off of this $100 bill just absolutely pisses me off. But who's going to notice that besides me? Of course, me sitting here through all 6,000 frames of this, I'm going to notice it. But you just, when it flashes by, you're not going to notice it. So, you gotta learn to live with the jank and kind of take it as it comes, right? What's up? It's Anjay, your future favorite visual storyteller, coming live from the other side of fear. And today, I'm gonna take you through the post-production process of the 24-hour music video challenge. This is the reason I didn't make it on time. Let's get into it. All right, let's hop into this cutting page. As I said in my last video, when you're shooting content for yourself, being both the subject and the DP, you have to get shots from multiple angles for each setup. I have 3 for both. The next problem that you face is every shot will be stagnant. They'll all be locked down on a tripod. So let's add some motion. Let's add some bounce, some pushing, some rotation, some slides. Give it energy and bounce. Make it match the vibe of the song. Then we can add some stock footage on top to create even more movement, to give even more separation and difference in every single step of this music video. And the last thing we'll talk about on this page is the CinemaScope look. So all I did was use 2 adjustment layers. I add some distortion to the bottom and then added the crop at the top and bottom to give it that nice wide angle look. Let's get into this color page now. It's a real simple color grade right here. So we started off with just a quick white balance. Really, I just wanted to add a little bit more blues into it. I felt like it was a little bit warm and it didn't need to be. Next, I went through and exposed it. It was a little underexposed before, so we had to really brighten up those highlights, bring up the gamma and bring down the shadow, because before you could really see what was behind me. Next, we went in and we made our nice little color space transform. This was before I knew about IDTs and ODTs, so I think I could even make this color grade even better now that I know a little more about that. Next, we took the skin tone and we had take away a little bit of the blues and the reds. I felt like I was just a little bit purple as I was looking at it. So I had to just up the green just a little bit. Next, we went through and just added some extra yellow and green saturation in here to make the money a little bit more saturated, to make it a little bit brighter, you know what I mean? And then we went through and we added some color to the lift a little bit. So in that little shadows, we added some blue in it, took away a little bit of the red, and now it just, it's buttery, you know what I'm saying? And we went through and we did another pass on our exposure to really bring up those highlights, really make it feel nice and luxury, give a nice punchy contrast, and knock out that backdrop that used to be there. So it's gone. Quick and easy. Now, let's get into the true time killers of this project. Start off with the white scene. I took a screenshot, I exported it, I took it into Photoshop. I used the generative AI to create a wide backdrop. Instead of doing this the easy way and just creating a nice little square around me, I actually ended up using a magic mask and rotoscoping my entire performance. And I mean, just the absolute time killer. Just the absolute. These money scenes, man. These money scenes. So I went a different approach to these. I went through and I cut each scene that I actually thought I was going to use, and then I exported all of it. So that changed my amount of render time down. I would have been rendering more like 100,000 to 200,000 frames. Instead, I'm rendering more like 50 to 70,000 instead. I tried multiple different techniques to see how I can cut down the time. None of them really cut down time very much. But the gist of it is I had to go through using a clone brush and just mask out every single wire. So here's a situation where I had to paint the wire from in front of my hand. You see there's some small little issues, a really weird dark shadow right here. But other than that, I mean, really you wouldn't notice. You wouldn't notice unless you get really, really close to it. So I had to learn to just live with the issues. Here's another example of a wire that's going actually straight through my face that I had to just live with. Okay, it's there. I'm not going to really go too deep into it because I'm not going to go through and make it even more obvious if I mess it up, you know? So you're going to see it throughout the music video. It's okay. It's there, but it's not. But if I would have went through and repainted my face, it would have been way more obvious than it just being there. by itself. For this angle of this shot, I wanted to try a different technique. So this time I created a mask. When you look at this version of the shot, you see the top of the, or the bottom of the light. You see wires in the way, but the moment I click to this one, it's all gone. I had to mask it all out, repaint it, use AI, generative fills to get rid of that light and get rid of all the wires. With that came more issues though, because now if my hands go too far, I have to rotoscope my hands and I have to pull them in front of the mask. So it just ended up being a time killer. There's many different ways I would do this, and many different ways that would make this so much faster now that I know how to do it. So the big takeaways is you gotta learn to live with the jank. There's gonna be issues with your project, with every project that you create. There's gonna be things that you just like, I could have did this better or that better. For me, this little wire that sticks off of this $100 bill just absolutely pisses me off. But who's gonna notice that besides me? Of course, me sitting here through all 6,000 frames of this, I'm gonna notice it. But you just, when it flashes by, you're not gonna notice it. So, gotta learn to live with the jank and kind of take it as it comes, right? Second thing I take away from this is I know myself very well, and I know I'm always going to think big when it comes to these kinds of projects. So when I give myself a challenge like the 24-hour music video, I have to learn to make my projects more manageable. And I think this project could have been manageable if I would have made the right decisions. If instead of taping the money up and on fishing wire, if instead of doing that, I threw it in the air, then froze the frame, or if I got a flash camera and did it that way, that would have worked much, much better and much faster than doing it this way. Yeah. I'm gonna keep creating. I'm gonna keep doing these 24-hour challenges, or challenges of myself. I hope y'all can take away something from this as well and do these challenges and keep shooting, keep being creative. We out. NJ, like, comment, subscribe. We out.